Hello viewer, the dogs are barking. It's a beautiful Monday morning. It's about 8:30. I think it was raining last night because everything's so wet. Anyway, I'd like to talk about taxing unrealised gains. Now, the Dutch government, that's the Netherlands if you want to find it on a map, have come up with an idea, because they have to raise tax revenues, that they want to tax unrealised gains. So they've specifically got cryptocurrency, so Bitcoin, and I don't really know too much about that, and I'm certainly not going to pretend I do. Stocks and shares, bonds. They've exempted property in the Netherlands, the Netherlanders. And here's the thing. If you have, say, €100,000 of stocks, and from the 1st of January to the 31st of December it goes up by €100,000, so you now got 200, you have to pay 36% tax on that unrealised gain. So you don't have to sell at all. All you have to do is just make the gain. So you make that gain and you have to pay tax on it. Now, there is some argument in the Dutch government that they want to charge 50% tax on that. And that does throw up a whole conundrum of different things. How fair is that to tax an unrealised gain? Because if you are into stocks and bonds in there, and I think it's coming in the 1st of January 2028, so you've only got 22 months to know what you wish to do about that. And that is, if you do sell some shares, which may induce even more tax implications to pay the tax, or do you pay it out of your own pocket? So you may have to pay it out of your own pocket. Now, here's the thing. They said you can take over losses indefinitely. Well, that's okay, but if you've gone from €100,000 stock and then it goes up to 200,000, and now you have to pay 36% tax on the 100,000 of gain over the year. If you lose and say you had 200 down to 100, you can't claim that 36% tax back. You can carry it forward. So you're in a situation where you pay tax, but you can't claim it back if you lose it. And which could be argued either way, but when it's an unrealised gain, so you haven't sold anything, so you're not better off. You don't have to say, well, I got 100,000 in my pocket, better pay the tax. It's just an unrealised, it's just Fugazi. You have to pay tax on your Fugazi. So why are we talking about the Dutch? Why are we talking about the Netherlanders? Well, they've exempted property, and you can see why, I guess, anyway. With stocks and shares and Bitcoin and crypto, you just got a computer full of numbers, and so you know exactly to the penny, or the cent, should I say, the euro, of how much you've made or lost. And it's just there. The government don't even have to ask you, they can just look at it. Whereas property, well, you've got a bit of an issue there. Now, why are we talking about the Netherlanders? Well, is that the thin end of the wedge? And it really is the thin end of the wedge, is it? I don't know. The different governments look at it and say, right, well, why don't we do it? Does that come to the United Kingdom? Does that come to England? Well, we are one of the financial hubs of the planet. I understand that, so they're gonna hit an awful lot of resistance there. But then I guess the biggest question, and the whole point of this for me, is do they do it to property? Do they say your house has gone up from 100,000 to 200,000 over the last, make it up 10 years or 5 years? Each year, do they say, right, it goes up 10%? And you pay tax on that 10%? I would have said that that would have been very difficult. I would have said that you would have been in a situation where you're just going to have appeal after appeal. Someone says, no, my house has not gone up. it's got worse, it's got bad, the market is depressed, and so you must be able to appeal this. And so to try to do it to the property market in England, which is where we're going, in my view, would be really quite difficult. But that doesn't mean to say it can't be done. Now, if they can tax you on unrealized gains, well, where does it stop? I mean, I don't know. Property has always been difficult, though. How do you value property? Do you get it valued? Are the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, or the RICS, are they going to be flat out busy revaluating property every year, every 2 years, every 5? There are going to be busy bunnies. Do you use a percentage basis? I don't know. Could taxing unrealized gains in UK property be a realization? Well, I don't know. My immediate answer is no, don't be silly, but it's governments. They want money. They don't care about you or me. They don't care. They just care about the big boys that are funding them. But that's not just our government right now. It's all governments. And it's all parties as well. So it's not a red problem or a blue problem or any other colour problem. It's all governments, all countries. They just want money. That's all they want. But there is another issue. Is that really a bad thing in UK property? Imagine if they said, right, we're going to tax you on unrealized gains. Your house has gone up from 100,000 to 110,000 this year. We want capital gains tax on your 10,000 that you've gained this year. Well, okay, then that's a problem, because you then have to find money to pay that tax on that 10,000 or that gain. But what I'm saying is it such a bad idea? Because what would happen then is 10-15 years down the line, you've been paying tax for 10-15 years, and you then in theory come to sell it and say, right, well, I've paid all my capital gains tax, so what's left is mine, thank you very much. Could be that way, unless of course the government or any colour government or any government in the country or whichever country suddenly says to themselves, well, yeah, there's an exit tax as well. So there's capital gains throughout every year, and then there's an exit tax. I don't know. I don't know. So I guess one of the big questions is this, I think I saw something on YouTube and it said, is this the first domino to fall? Could be. Is this the thin end of the wedge? Could be. Are all the governments going to be looking at that government and seeing how well it goes or how badly it goes? Because it could go catastrophically. I think that their financial sector in the Netherlands is a lot smaller than ours. And so I think they only stand to gain 2.5 billion. I know that sounds a lot, and we throw around billions and trillions so easily nowadays, and I think we forget how big that is. But then you've also got capital flight, because if you're not talking about, I can't pick up a house and say I'm going to go to Dubai. Dubai, how do you spell Dubai? Dubai, you love it when I say Dubai. I've seen the comments, thank you very much. Dubai, Dubai. Anyway, I can't pick up my house and take it there. It's just very, very hard to do. It can be done. But you can certainly live somewhere else, and you can run your stocks and shares and crypto business from anywhere in the world. It doesn't really cost anything, does it? You could run it from a garden shed in Surrey to the Outer Hebrides. You could run it anywhere. So what I'm saying is it going to cause capital flight? Are they all going to move? Are they going to restructure? Are people going to chop and change? And if you got 5 million in stocks and shares, you're going to say, right, over the next 2 years, I'm going to liquidate that stock and buy houses. I don't know. They're going to tax something that shouldn't really be taxed, and then They're going to tax something that is very, very easy to move. Again, we got to bring this back to this country. Could it hit the property market? I don't know. Maybe I'll watch this video in 5 years' time and say, damn, they did, or no, they didn't. I don't know.